I am continuing my reading. What I'm doing in this series is to read through the entire standard works of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This consists of the Bible, the Book of Mormon, the Doctrine and Covenants, and the Pearl of Great Price. I am reading in a chronological order of events, not according to publication or volume, so I will be skipping around a bit as I move along. Nahum chapter 3. In our first chapter, we read about the destruction of the wicked at the second coming. The second chapter talked about Nineveh and how it will be destroyed. Even though they fortify themselves and strengthen themselves and have been like lions, they will be destroyed. Now we get to chapter 3. Let us see what we got here. Chapter 3, the miserable downfall of Nineveh is foretold. That just sounds fun. Here we go. Woe to the bloody city! It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not, the noise of a whip, and the noise of the rattling of the wheels, and of the prancing horses, and of the jumping chariots. The horseman lifteth up both bright sword and the glittering spear, and there is a multitude of slain, and a great number of carcasses, and there is none end of their corpses. They stumble upon their corpses, because of the multitude of the whoredoms and of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts that selleth nations through her whoredoms, and families through her witchcrafts. Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will shew the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame, and I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and will set thee as a gazing stock. And it shall come to pass that all they that look upon thee shall flee from thee, and say, Nineveh is laid waste. Who will bemoan her? Whence shall I seek comforters for thee? Art thou better than populous No, that was situated among the rivers, that had the waters round about it, whose rampart was the sea, and her wall was from the sea? Ethiopia and Egypt were her strength, and it was infinite. Put and Ludim were thy helpers. Yet was she carried away. She went into captivity. Her young children also were dashed in pieces at the top of all the streets. And they cast lots for her honorable men, and all her great men were bound in chains. Thou also shalt be drunken, thou shalt be hid, thou also shalt seek strength because of the enemy. All thy strongholds shall be like fig trees with the first ripe figs. If they be shaken, they shall even fall into the mouth of the eater. Behold, thy people in the midst of thee are women. The gates of thy land shall be set wide open unto thine enemies. The fire shall devour thy bars. Draw thee waters for the siege. Fortify thy strongholds. Go into clay and tread the mortar. Make strong the brick kiln. There shall the fire devour thee. The sword shall cut thee off. It shall eat thee up like the cankerworm. Make thyself many as the cankerworm. Make thyself many as the locusts. Thou hast multiplied thy merchants above the stars of heaven. The cankerworm spoileth and flieth away. Thy crown are as the locust, and thy captains as the great grasshoppers, which camp in the hedges in the cold day. But when the sun ariseth, they flee away, and their place is not known where they are. Thy shepherds slumber, O king of Assyria. Thy nobles shall dwell in the dust. Thy people is scattered upon the mountains, and no man gathereth them. There is no healing of thy bruise. Thy wound is grievous. All that hear the bruit of thee shall clap the hands over thee, for upon whom hath not thy wickedness passed continually. This is basically just repeating in various metaphors how totally destroyed the city of Nineveh is going to be. And it's actually, again, Nahum is great with his poetical style, but it's just kind of funny. It says, the horseman lifteth both the bright sword and the glittering spear, multitude of slain, great number of carcasses. It's like he sees this in vision, and he's describing what he sees. I mean, Nineveh, when Jonah went to preach to Nineveh, they had a population of like 120,000. Huge for the ancient world. And it's been 100 years. The population has probably increased since then. And now he's saying, look at all the dead bodies. The army's coming in. The horseman lifted up both sword and spear. And then it goes on. I am against thee, says the Lord of hosts. I will discover thy skirts, make thy shame to the world. This is all just repeating that they're going to be completely destroyed. And I also, says Nineveh is laid waste. Who will bemoan her? Nobody's going to be mourning over Nineveh. Assyria was known for its cruelty. It would go in and massacre and take captives and then exact tribute from anybody left. there wasn't going to be anybody sorry to see Assyria go. But again, we come down, it says, art thou better than populous No? No, that's the Noaman. I think No is the Egyptian word for city, so city of Ammon. But this would be better than the populous city. Now, Noaman or Thebes, it's a city that was about 500 miles inland along the Nile River. And it controlled the trade with whatever it was south in Africa, Ethiopia, and those places. Any place south of Egypt came through Thebes for their trade. And it became a very powerful city, but it was sacked by Assyria. And so they say, look, these guys, they have their defenses, you got yours, they were destroyed, you'll be destroyed. And then it keeps going on. Now, here's one for our modern feminists. I love thee. Behold, thy people in the midst of thee are women. You got no army. Your army is like a bunch of women standing up against the foreign armies. The gates are already wide open. It is as if you had no defense, even though you build it up. You prepare for a siege, you draw your water, you store it up, you store up your food, you get ready for a siege. It doesn't matter. It's all as if the gates were already open and the only people defending it are the women. And then the last one there, the locusts. There's two actually. There's one, the first ripe figs. If shaken, they shall even fall into the mouth of the eater. Because with the fig tree, when figs become ripe, you just kind of bang on the branches and the ripe figs fall. And so the destruction of Assyria will be like ripe figs, where the enemy just comes in and kind of bangs around a bit and kills her. It's an easy thing. The locusts, everybody can see them doing during the cool of the day when things are easy, things are nice. But when things get hot and the sun rises and when the foreign army comes in, they all flee away and nobody knows where they go. So this chapter is just one after another, Nahum laying out metaphor after metaphor after metaphor, all about how Assyria is going to be utterly destroyed, nothing left, and nobody is going to care. Everybody's going to rejoice that Assyria is gone. It's absolutely hilarious, in my opinion. I don't say I'm not laughing, it is just fun. Anyways, that will conclude Nahum, and we will return briefly to our histories before getting back into a little bit, or actually quite a bit, of Isaiah. So we will see you there.